My friends and I at Four Women, Four Decades gave one of our monthly talks last week, and our subject for this month was taking a fresh look at productivity. Now, bear with me. We spoke about output, which is kind of what productivity is, and we spoke about input. And as we were having that conversation, I was thinking that it would be really helpful maybe to talk a bit about that here with you. Because you see, there is always going to be more that we could do. There is that's kind of a given. Our inboxes are never empty. Our demands on our time at home are never ending. The washing basket, there's always something in it, right? The dishwasher always needs emptying. Somebody always needs some help and support. Your homework, let's say, if you're at school, there's always more that you can be doing. There is always more. And that's the problem, because we think that we've just got to keep doing more, that we think if we just push through, we'll get to the end of that list of things that we have to do. But the important thing here is input. And often what we will do is we'll say things like, oh, I'll just finish this task and then I'll sit down and have a cup of tea. Or I will just get to the end of this list of emails I've got to send out and then I'll go out and have a walk. But you see, what if we've got it the wrong way round? What if what's really important is that we start by fueling, nourishing, whatever word you want to use, that we do that for ourselves, that we start our day doing something that gives us a sense of well-being so that we can then tackle the list of things that we have to do, rather than it being a reward. I'll sit down when I've done X, Y, and Z, because we're exhausted then. What if we have got it totally flipped, that actually what we need to be focusing on is filling up our reserves, resting, doing those things that bring us joy, in order that we can then show up at work as a great employee, that we can show up for our family fully charged. It's a bit like, we've spoken about this before, it's a bit like our phone batteries. How often do we look at them and realise they're in the red again? It's on 20%. So we might charge it up for 5 minutes before we head on out. And then almost instantly it's back in the red again. And then all of a sudden it shuts down. What about giving it, like we might do, is charge it overnight? What about doing the same for ourselves, that we're not just topping up to take us out of the red, but that we're actually fully recharging our batteries? And this is relevant whether you're caring for somebody that you love or you've got an eating disorder yourself. Whatever the eating disorder is telling you, it's so important to be able to, especially if we're looking for that, really get on that road to recovery, the importance of taking care of ourselves. This month in September, there's a hashtag going around on social media, Self-Care September. And I wonder what you can commit to in this month. And maybe that's just the motivation you need, is to get started. What are the little things that will add up to the big things? Or what can you do? What if you decided to write down day to day in a journal the things that you are doing to fuel yourself, to give yourself that sense of well-being before you head off into the day to do your tasks? And I'd love to know what kind of things are important for you. Things like meditation's really important for me. But actually, what about just making the cup of tea, being mindful in when you make your tea or coffee, and sitting down to drink it whilst it's hot? Not whilst you're, taking your tea up to the bathroom, whilst you're in the shower, so you can have a mouthful of it when you come out to the shower and then when you're getting dressed. What about, and maybe that means you have to set your alarm 5 minutes earlier. But what's important right now to show yourself that you are committed to yourself? I hope you found that interesting and thought-provoking. I would love to know your thoughts on this, what you take from this, what you might do to show yourself that respect. So thanks for listening and watching, and we'll be with you again next week with a new video. Bye for now.